Let the interview begin.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the For Love and Nerds podcast. I'm here with Brad Loree. Hi, Brad. Thanks for being here.
Cheers. Thanks very much for having me.
You're very welcome. I'm glad you could give some of your time up today.
Yeah, no problem, mate.
So obviously for your career, you've been an actor / stunt performer. So what attracted you to that career?
Well, I was a big Bruce Lee fan as a kid, and I got into the local karate school. My instructor became a world champion kickboxer, and then he became a stunt guy, and he just kind of dragged me along. I was his one of his main sparring partners and what have you, and so it was really it was nepotism that I ended up in the film industry. So,
Oh, nice, cool.
I knew a guy. Yeah,
fair enough.
Yep.
Sometimes you need to know someone, don't you, to get you somewhere. So
yeah, that's right.
and obviously the biggest role I know you for is Michael Myers. So how did you land that being a stunt performer?
Well, I had just wrapped up 13 episodes of a show called Los Luchadores for Fox, and the first AD went off to interview with the Halloween people, and during the interview, they mentioned to him that they didn't have their Michael Myers yet, and they didn't have their Canadian stunt coordinator. And so he recommended me, and I got a call out of the blue from a lady named Tracy Long, the production manager. She had me come in the next day, and I had no intention of taking the job because I was going back to this show. But when they told me that I was going to be Michael Myers as opposed to being a stunt double, the actor in me, the big fan of the original Halloween movie in me said that, Brad, you got to do this. So
Yeah.
I passed off the other show and took the Michael Myers job.
Oh,
Thank
wow.
goodness.
Yes. So what's it like being known as arguably one of the most iconic villains in history?
Well, it's a lot of fun. I mean, I find horror fans are extremely, extremely loyal to their genre, and some of the nicest people I've ever met. I've traveled all over the place with conventions. I've been to Europe half a dozen times, and all over the States, of course. And it's just been a real honor and a treat. I've met all the Michael Myers. I met John Carpenter and Nick Castle, Jamie Lee Curtis, of course, and I can't believe here it is 20 years later, I'm still talking about it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
What's it like looking back on 20 years now?
Well, I can't believe it's been 20 years. It feels like it was 20 weeks. It just seems like yesterday. And I've tried to follow my fellow cast members' careers. They've all gone on to do very well. And I'm still up here in Vancouver, going hit the ground once in a while. But it's they say life is short. I don't know about that, but it certainly seems like it when you're looking back.
Yeah, exactly. And what's obviously because Halloween's obviously been rebooted a couple of times. So have you been keeping up with the films recently?
Well, I understand that Jamie agreed to do 2 more, which they shot end to end, and apparently one's coming out this October called Halloween Kills. And then next year is in October, one called Halloween Ends. Now, I don't know what that means for the franchise. I'm sure that's it for Jamie. So I just hope they get. I hope the fans enjoy the films. I'd be saddened to know that the franchise is over, but the money that these films generate, and I just think in respect to the fans, I hope to keep things going, but I have no say in the matter. So
no, I know what you mean. These films are huge, and people would just love them to carry on for years and years.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you featured in the 8th film. Resurrection is the 8th film, isn't it, in the original series?
It was Resurrection was the 8th film. If you count the 3rd one that didn't have Michael, but there was a 3rd Halloween. Yeah. So I was number 8. Yeah. I was the end of the original series, and then they started it over again with the Rob Zombie films, and then they restarted again with the last one. So
a lot of Halloween films.
Yeah.
Was you ever attracted to the role of Michael Myers prior to Resurrection?
Well, I'll tell you, I was a kid. When I was a kid, I was dating this young girl that was a huge horror fan. I was not in. I've never seen, I've never seen Dracula. I've never seen Frankenstein. Just wasn't my thing. But dating her, we saw a bunch of horror films, and after we broke up, I was very heartbroken, of course. But I was the one positive I took was at least I don't have to watch horror films ever again. And then suddenly everybody was talking about this Halloween movie, so I actually saw the first film when my cousin recommended it, and I liked it so much. I think I went to the theater to see the second one, and I remember being very impressed with it as a sequel. I thought it was equally as good as the first film.
Yeah.
And then there I am in the theater with my popcorn and jug of pop, waiting in the third one, waiting for the guy to show up, and he never did. And so I stopped watching Halloween after that. So,
Right.
yeah. So it had been 17 or 18 years. When they called me they needed a stunt guy for Michael Myers, I thought they were looking for a stunt double for Austin Powers. That's what I thought I was going to interview for. So I thought, boy, his career's really gone downhill, and he's way too small for me to be the double. But then they said, no, we want you to play. I'd forgotten the character's name, you see. And
Oh, wow.
anyway, yeah.
So are you good at comedies then? Do you reckon you could have pulled that off?
Only if I was naked, then I get a big laugh. No, I don't think that I no, they would have been fun though.
Exactly. So did you have any fond memories from the set of Resurrection?
Oh yeah. I just had such a great time. All the kids were great, and I missed them all. I Katie Sackhoff and Bianca, they've all gone on to great careers. I saw Ryan Merriman in something just recently, but I can't remember what. But and Buster Rhymes, who I love very much. I bought some of his albums, and it wasn't quite my cup of tea, but as a person, he's a great guy.
Oh, that's good to hear. And outside of Halloween, what are some of your other favorite films or roles that you've been part of as a stunt performer or an actor?
Well, I had a small part in a movie of the week called The Long Way Home with Jack Lemmon, which was a big deal because he was such a Hollywood golden era of Hollywood icon, and my father was a big fan of his. And
Yeah.
I had a really good long run on the Chronicles of Riddick with Vin Diesel.
Oh, yes.
I doubled 4 or 5 people and played 4 or 5 different people. I spent the whole summer in the studio, and so it's been a bit of a list. I got to double Jack Palance on a episode of a show called Mysterious Ways, and
Oh, nice.
got to work with some great directors like Kim Manners and David Nutter and Tucker Gates and all these guys that were up here with Canal, doing X-Files and all that. And no, it's been a great career. It's much slower now that I'm old and fat, but I still go out the odd day.
At least you're honest about it.
Yes, the pandemic been very, very bad to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a long year and a half, I'll tell you that.
Yes, mate. And it doesn't feel like it's going to end anytime soon.
Yes, I hope it does,
Yeah, so do I.
So you're involved with this is only one of the films I can think of, 2012. So what stunt performer were you involved in that?
I was doubling John Cusack before he fired me.
Really?
Well, I guess I was a little too attentive. Sometimes as a stunt guy, you want to buddy up to your actor, and I guess I went up to him and talked to him just because my very first stunt day was on a movie called The Journey of Natty Gan, which he was one of the stars of, and I just wanted to let him know how I felt like my career had come full circle from my very first stunt day to that show where I was doubling him. And when it came to a water sequence, we had done a bunch of second unit stuff, and then when we were going to shoot the stuff with John, one of the producers called me and said, Brad, we're going to go in different directions, which means you're out. And that was it for me on that show.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, yeah. But I mean, you gotta, it is what it is, Some of these guys like to be left alone, and I should have just stayed away. But anyway, that's okay.
At least you've been there. You've learned, I suppose.
Brian De Palma fired me off of Mission to Mars, so It's not the first time I've been fired. So I didn't say I was a good stunt man.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So have you got any career highlights, like anything that stands out to you where you think it is a very good moment in your life?
As far as my career goes, well, very first show I ever worked on was as an extra was Runaway with Tom Selleck and Gene Simmons from Kiss and Cynthia Rhodes from Flashdance, and I was a huge fan of hers. And at the rap party, my friend Tony, that got me in the business, he whispered in her ear. So when I walked up, she jumped, threw her arms around me, gave me a big kiss on the cheek, and
Oh
it was
wow!
one of the few times in my life I was speechless. But there's so many highlights, so many moments. I've made some great friends through the years, and the industry's changed a lot. The protocol with COVID's very different now.
Yeah.
Of course, like everything. So it was overall too quick, but I got some great memories. They'll have to the day I die, and still a big movie fan. I'll definitely go. I'll be one of the first ones in to see the new Halloween movie, and
Yes, absolutely.
because I'm a big fan of Jamie. Jamie, she devotes a lot of time to the LA Children's Hospital for the terminally ill kids. That's what she donates a lot of her money, a lot of her time. So I have that much love and respect and admiration for her. So anything she does, I support. So
That's good. I'm glad. It's always amazing
Yeah,
to hear that co-workers help each other out.
yeah.
So are you working on any projects at the moment?
No, I only. But prior to the pandemic, I was working a couple of 3 days a month. But now it's like a couple 3 times a year. I just worked a month ago on Supergirl.
Oh, nice.
Just as an ND guy in the background, in the crowd scene. But Supergirl's been very good to me the past couple of years. Coordinators on that show, James and Simon. And other than that, I'm working on learning how to self-tape because they don't make you drive to the studios to audition anymore. You have
Yeah.
to do it at home because of social distancing, of course. So I'm trying to lean towards more of the acting now that I've been on disability for over 10 years because of I can't hit the ground like I used to as a stuntman. And it's really all I've ever done. So I'm hoping to do some more acting as an older character actor, but I gained way too much weight during the pandemic, so I'm working that off slowly but surely.
Yeah, well, at least you're
Although
working on
fat
things.
guys need to work too, right?
Exactly. There's roles for everyone out there.
Sure. Did you say rolls? How about some buns too?
See, you can do comedy as well. You're very
That's right.
funny.
I'm hilarious. From the
So
neck down. Yeah.
oh wow. So have you got any other interests that you like to pursue?
Popcorn. Interest. Well, no, I love my movies. I love my music. I love to read. And we're all shut in these days. So I'm reading reading this, that, and the other thing, and I'm just rewatching the final season. I just for some reason started rewatching Breaking Bad.
Oh, nice.
Because I'm a big Bryan Cranston fan, and but no, I'm going this weekend to hang out with one of my oldest, best friends from the business that got me, that helped me a great deal when I first started out.
Yeah.
A friend of mine that was when I met him, he was doubling Robert De Niro on a movie called This Boy's Life. So,
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I still hang out with some of the old guard.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know this past year and a half has been tough, but have you found this time to be more, give you a chance to think about things and see where you want to move next with your career?
Yeah, there's been a lot of introspection, taking stock of where I am and where I want to go to. I'm 61 now. I'm like I said, I want to pursue the acting even on a part-time basis. I'm just trying to get back into shape. I've been, being on disability. I've been dealing with some depression and boredom, of course, like everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to get myself back on my physical feet and pursue the acting.
Awesome. And obviously, I know.
Yeah.
So, have you got any goals you want to? Any goals left you want to achieve? Obviously, I know you said you want to get back into acting, but is there anything else you're left to tick off or anything like that?
What a good question. I'd like to get at the very least a reoccurring role on something where I'm more than just a day player. I would like to. I'd like to get not a lead gig, but a reoccurring character on a show would be nice. We do a lot of Hallmark stuff up here in Vancouver, and other than that, I've lost 50 pounds in the past 4 or 5 months, and I need to lose another 70. That's my goal, is getting my weight down, because
really
I'm dealing with blood pressure issues. When you get old, this is the kind of shit that happens, right? So.
Exactly. The joys of getting old. I mean, I'm not old yet.
Oh yeah, when the doctor tells you that your liver's being affected from you drinking, you got to put the bottle down, which is a drag, but you got to do it, right? You got to go from 2 Guinness an hour to 2 a day.
The trouble.
What I'm talking about. Yeah.
I don't drink Guinness.
You don't drink Guinness.
I don't drink at all.
Gosh. Good for you.
Exactly.
Good for you.
And what would you say is arguably your biggest accomplishment in your career?
Biggest accomplishment in my career was I'll tell you, getting into the stunt group, Stunts Canada, here in Vancouver. And I got into that business, like I said, through my karate instructor, who's the gentleman that gave me my black belt. So getting my black belt, getting into Stunts Canada, and getting the role of Michael Myers, those were the real highlights of my career. And I consider the karate thing part of my career, because that's who I was for the longest time, was the big guy that could throw a punch and a kick, and then gets knocked down by the young, the lead actor. I was the bad guy, they're the good guy. So
exactly. Awesome.
Yeah.
It's good selection, so.
Yeah.
I just want to finish off with one final question, and that's when you look back on your career, what is something you'll always remember that sort of made you the person you are today?
Well, I think, I learned a lot about myself in the acting classes. All my teachers were very brilliant people, and they were when I was younger, they were like therapy, as opposed to just learning the craft of acting.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about life from my acting coaches. There was, 4 or 5 that were just, real mentors. And today you can't go to an acting class. It's all done. It's all virtual now. It's all online, and which is a different animal, but it's it's still fun. But it's not the same as being in class and digging at the carpet with your toes. Because I used to always like to be barefoot in class. But that's what I would say is I miss the social aspect. I miss the camaraderie, and I hope we can get back to being human beings that are elbow to elbow again one day. We all have our theories about this pandemic, and I was adamant about not getting inoculated, but to travel to the States to do any further conventions and this and that, I had to get, I've gotten my 2 Pfizer shots, and but I've been really tired this week. I got it just on Monday, and so I've been a little more effect from this second shot than from the first one. So
yeah,
but at least I'm in a healthier position now, so they say. So
exactly. That's the main thing in it, I suppose. From all this.
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Brad. It's been excellent talking to you. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you very much. You have a great day. Have a great weekend. Stay safe.
Yeah, you too. All the best. Take care.
Cheers, mate. You bet.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.